Shalom. This is learning Olam HaAvodah, day 3. So the second of Elul, which is really in Shabbos, we're recording it a little bit after. Okay. So this learning is for the Refuah Shleima of HaRav Yoshiayhu Pinto, Shlita, Yoshiayhu Ben Zari. Refuah Shleima. Okay. Okay. So we did for the past 2 days the introduction in chapter 1 of this book, Olam HaAvodah. Now let's get to chapter 2, the path to closeness to Hashem, perfection and connection. What does Kiras Elikim, close to Hashem, mean? And how exactly do we work to this goal? Is it just a feeling of being close to Hashem in whatever way the person imagines? Or is it maybe an intangible reality that's beyond our scope of understanding in this world? While Kiras Elikim can certainly be felt at times, it is actually about a feeling. Take the example of someone who's not loyal to the Torah, but claims he feels close to God. Oh, I'm not religious per se. I don't keep commandments. Well, I keep traditions. But no, I believe in God. In this case, how can it be possible that he's truly close to Hashem if he's not even doing what the other party demands? It's like, how can you be close to a friend if you don't help him out? You don't do a solid for him once in a while. And I say once in a while, that's the whole life. So he may feel close to him, but it doesn't mean that Hashem is close to him. Meaning he has the illusion of being close, but it's not really closeness. Even in human relationships, we find that sometimes one person feels close to another person, like I mentioned earlier, with a friend. But in the truth, the relationship and the connection are not exactly mutual, and they're very lacking. Conversely, people can be deeply connected to each other without feeling that connection at the forefront of their emotions. For example, consider the relationship between parent and children. Would you define that relationship simply by the feelings that the children feel, or that the parents feel for each other at any given moment? While the feelings certainly enhance and reflect that connection, they do not define it by itself. What defines a connection is the overall tenor of the relationship and the general nature of their interactions. Likewise, our feelings towards Hashem do not define our interconnection, although they do enhance our connection and typically indicative of a connection that does exist. While we already profess a profound connection or relationship with Hashem, as the Pasuk states, Devarim chapter 14, verse 1, Bani mati l'Hashem Elokeichem, you are children to Hashem your God. Our path for strengthening that connection involves perfecting and elevating ourselves. The Torah and mitzvahs, and all they encompass, are the only means of attaining Kiras Elikim. As the Sefer Shalom writes in chapter 1, whatever we're lacking in our performance of the mitzvahs, for example, we're not giving enough tzedakah, or we're not keeping Shabbos properly, we're not learning enough Torah, we will be lacking the outcome that they're meant to yield, meaning we're going to have a little bit less than Haba. Could have had much more if we just did more Torah learning, got a chavusa, gave 5 cents of tzedakah, whatever it is. Everything in its situation, right? In our quest for Kiras Elikim, therefore, perfection of character indeed is synonymous with with close connection to Hashem. A person who possesses detrimental character traits, bad character traits, or not good character traits, let's say, will be that much further from Hashem, for his imperfections distance him from the closeness. And so it is with every area of Be'ezrat Hashem. Together, they complete the beautiful picture of an Ish Eliki, a godly person, one whose very essence is close to Hashem. Any area in which we are lacking is both a cause and a symptom of our distance from Hashem, since closeness to Hashem and self-perfection are one and the same. In reality, then, all aspects of Avodas Hashem are intertwined. For example, if a person draws closer to Hashem through tefillah, a natural byproduct will be an improvement in his midas as well, since one who's close to Hashem will automatically have a refined character. Conversely, one who distances himself from Hashem by lustfully following his desires, well, also, his midas won't be exactly the best. It's going to be like, I don't know, his Erech HaPayim going to be a little bit less, I don't know, it's not exactly be up to date. Like, the windows didn't update properly. And also in other areas of Avodas Hashem, because now that he's not following what Hashem wants, he's following his own desires, his Avodas Hashem also is like, it's a give and take relationship. Add here, it adds here. If you take away from if you add tefillah, more midas, you're better midas. If you take away from your Avodas Hashem, you're going to take away from your midas as well. Okay. Our practical goal is to work step by step toward this perfection by serving Hashem and following His commandments the way we're supposed to. The feelings will come by virtue of those efforts and the resulting closer proximity to Hashem. But the feelings do not define a relationship. One person can feel it, but be very distant, while another cannot yet feel it, but has already achieved high levels of real connection. Okay. Once we understand that connection and perfection are synonymous, we can glean a deeper meaning into the great power of learning Torah. Chazal say in this week's chapter of Pirkei Avot, chapter 6, Mishnah 1, Kol Eisek Torah Lishmah is zeicha for many things. Anyone who occupies himself with studying Torah for its own sake merits many things, and it lists 48 things. And not only that, but the entire world is worthwhile for his sake. He is called friend and beloved. He loves Hashem, he loves the Brias, and he gladdens God. He gladdens his creatures. The Torah clothes him in humility and fear of God, and then the rest of the 48 stuff. How does the Torah have such incredible power to affect a person? Learning Torah connects a person to Hashem in the most profound way possible. As we're going to see in 20 pages. It's going to be, I think, day 5 or something. Maybe day 6? It's going to be, day 7, sorry. So we're going to see it in a few days. So the natural byproduct of pure Torah study is a necessity, perfection of character. Just as the perfection of character just as perfection brings to connection, and as in this case, connection brings to perfection. Tapping in. A person may wonder, how can a simple, flawed person like myself achieve such a lofty goal of closeness to Hashem? How can I, with all my desires, temptations, and foibles, connect to the Master of the Universe, the Baruch Hashem? This is for tzaddikim. It's for very holy people. Maybe I'll do it when I'm old. When I'm 76 years old or something. When I'm 102, I'll think of doing tshuva. The answer is that a connection to Hashem already exists. We just need to tap into it. We learn in Tanya that we have a chalak elikim mima'al mamish in our neshama. And, okay, so over here it's the same thing. So we have a divine neshama, exactly, within us, that is infinitely great. As Hashem writes, that the soul we possess is more precious and elevated than that of the angels. Our very essence is a chalak elikim mima'al mamish, connected to Hashem. It's part of Hashem mamish. I'm not going to get into it. Okay. We just need to cut through all the traffic and interference. And this is something anyone can do at any time. You don't have to be some tzaddik to do tshuva. You just have to commit to the Torah. And not just tshuva, for fixing mitzvahs also. For improving tefillah. The very first words that emanate from our mouths in the morning are I gratefully thank you, living in the eternal King. With these words, we thank Hashem for the precious neshama. That you return my neshama after a journey to a higher place during our sleep. And then we say, Rabba emunasecha, abundant is your faithfulness. The simple understanding of these words is that we are praising Hashem as the one upon whom we can rely. But an alternative explanation is that Hashem has great faith in us. The fact that He gives us and returns to us such a holy neshama speaks volumes about the inherent greatness we possess and can achieve. We just need to believe in our own potential. It is worthwhile for us to have a special concentration each morning upon saying the moving bracha or the kind of neshama in which we describe our neshama in these terms. So you place within me is pure, you created it, you fashioned it, you breathed it into me. You recognize that we have a neshama within us that is connected to Hashem and naturally possesses intense love for Hashem. All you need to do is tap into it. This is what Shlomo Melech Shalom means when he writes in Mishlei chapter 2 verses 4 to 5. It's actually the Mishlei chapter for yesterday, or for Friday. If you seek it as if it were silver, if you search it as if it were hidden treasures, then you will understand the fear of Hashem and find the knowledge of Hashem, of God. The term timsa, find, implies discovering something that is already there, as our connection to Hashem is already latent inside of us, waiting to be revealed. If we focus our efforts on connecting to Hashem, we will discover the incredible treasure hidden inside of us. Okay. The power of Lishmah, for its sake. While every mitzvah impacts us profoundly, There's an extraordinary difference between a mitzvah performed altruistically, Lishmah, and one performed for external or ulterior motives, Shalom Lishmah. The Rambam writes in the Perush Shnayos, end of Makos, the commentary on Mishnah, at the end of Makos. So this is for the commentary at the end of Makos. Among the fundamentals of belief in the Torah is that when a person performs one of the 613 mitzvahs properly, with no earthly motive whatsoever, but for its own sake, Lishma, out of love for Hashem, he merits with it Chayim Haba. This is what Rabbi Chananya meant when he said that that Hashem wanted to confer merit upon the Jewish people. Right? He wanted to confer merit upon Jewish people. He therefore gave them Torah and mitzvahs in abundance, as the pasuk says. Hashem desired for the sake of Israel's righteousness that the Torah be made great and glorious. For due to the numerous opportunities for mitzvahs, it is impossible that in a person's lifetime he will not do at least one of them perfectly, and through that deed he will merit that his soul under. The words of the Rambam make it clear that no matter how many thousands of mitzvahs a person has accrued, it is the one mitzvah performed Lishma that supplies his ticket into the whole Olam HaAvodah. Well, we are rewarded for all our mitzvahs. There's no comparison between the mitzvahs who do Lishma and those who do Shelo Lishma. They're worlds apart, literally. Chofetz Chaim, Teres Habayis, chapter 8, illustrates this disparity of the parable. A person is said to move to Eretz Yisrael with his family, and he sold his home, his business, and anything else he couldn't take along with him. Equipped with his provisions and a slack of money, he headed to the dock. As he approached the boat, the captain came over to him and told him that he would not be able to take along all his children. The doctor said that some of them were not strong enough or not healthy enough to handle the journey. He explained, the man cried bitterly as he left some of his children behind, knowing he might never see them again. While a person performs a mitzvah, continues the Chofetz Chaim, he creates an angel who's like this child. As Rashi says at the beginning of Parshas Noach, a person's good deeds are considered his offspring. Just as in this world a person basks in the joy and pride of having his children around his table, so too in the next world he will bask in the presence of the angels that he created and will love them dearly. Only angels created from mitzvahs perform Lishma are allowed entry into Olam HaAvodah, however. Angels born of mitzvahs perform Shaloi Lishma are allowed only to the gates of heaven and are stopped at the border. In this way, the Gemara, Psachim 50b, notes an apparent contradiction between the two psukim, one of which declares, Ki Gadol ad Shamayim Chastecho, for great until the very heavens is your kindness, while the other states, Tehillim 108, verse 5, Ki Gadol me'al Shamayim Chastecho, for great above the very heavens is your kindness. The Gemara reconciles this contradiction by explaining that the first verse refers to the mitzvahs done Shalom Lishma, because they end until the heavens. But for mitzvahs done Lishma, the kindness is great above the very heavens. This insight of the Chofetz Chaim sheds light on some enigmatic words we daven each day. Hu yiftach li b'nei b'seirasi v'yasmik b'nei avasi yirasi l'asi tzertoni v'lavdi v'lavav shalom aman l'iniga v'larik l'inei b'holam. This is in Zion. May he open our heart to his Torah and imbue our heart with love and awe of him, and that we may do his will and serve him wholeheartedly, so we do not toil in vain nor give birth for futility. In light of what we have learned thus far, we can readily understand the words Laman l'iniga l'arik, so we do not toil in vain, like this. Since the purpose of the Torah and mitzvahs is closest connection to Hashem, how we study Torah and mitzvahs and do mitzvahs makes all the difference in the world. If we approach them mindlessly by rote, without any love or awe, then they can be considered in vain. We could have accomplished 1,000,000 times more with the time and effort we invested. What do the words lo neile lebehala mean? For not giving birth for fertility mean? Perhaps they are expressing precisely what the Chofetz Chaim taught us. With every mitzvah we perform, we give birth to precious angels. But will these angels accompany us and sit us around our table in the Elul Haba? Or will they be blocked from entering the gates? That depends on whether we served Hashem with love and awe, the two forms of Lishma, or if we served Him thoughtlessly or for ulterior motives. We therefore daven fervently to Hashem to open our hearts to His service, so that the angels to which we give birth are not relegated to futility. That is the end of Power of Lishmah, day 3.